My name is David Russo. I'm one of the rabbis here at Anshe Emet Synagogue in Chicago.
My name is Rabbi Dror Chenkin-Gold, and I'm one of the rabbis here at Anshe Emet Synagogue in Chicago.
And I'm Michael Siegel. I'm also one of the rabbis here at the Anshe Emet Synagogue in Chicago. Our congregation is one of the oldest conservative congregations in the city of Chicago. It's over 140 years old. And it's our pleasure to wish you and your families Chag Urim Sameiach, a very happy, joyous Hanukkah that is not only filled with light, but also filled with hope for a better future. So we're all familiar with the Hanukkah story and the story of the Maccabees and the lighting of the Hanukkah. But when the rabbis think about Hanukkah, they focus on the light and the whole idea of Pirsum HaNeis, the publicizing of a miracle. So much so that the idea of the dreidel, of spinning a top, is for the sole purpose of getting children to sit around the light long enough to enjoy the candlelight and to reflect on what is the miracle of Hanukkah. So when we were talking, we thought about how might this idea be applied to Hanukkah in 2015. When we think about miracles and the miracles that we would like to see happen, and reflecting on Ben-Gurion's statement that a realist in Israel has to be a person who believes in miracles, what does Pirsum HaNeis mean today? How do we understand the light and the miracle of the light in 2015? What do you think, David?
You know, one of the key rabbinic statements about this particular piece of Hanukkah is the importance of raising up the number of candles, right? That we don't have on the first night 8 candles and the second night 7 candles, because that would be too anticlimactic. But instead, we raise up the number of candles. We start on the first night with 1 and 2, ending with the 8th night when we have 8 shining candles. With the shamash, we have 9 candles. And one of the main explanations that our rabbis offer is ma'alin b'kodesh ve'ein moridin, that we are meant to raise moments in holiness and not decrease them. And so when we think about Hanukkah, it's meant to be an example of how are we showing the world how we take moments and raise them in holiness, how we make every moment special, that we gather as a family and we light these candles. And it's meant to have reverberations throughout the year, that every time after that we get together for Shabbat and we have these special moments, these holy moments when we come together, that we celebrate these holidays, we eat special foods because we believe in celebrating these moments together about raising moments in holiness. And so I think the miracle that we publicize on Hanukkah, one way of looking at it is, what does it mean to recognize the miracle of taking time out of our busy schedules, time when we would otherwise be on our phones or checking out what is happening in the world, and saying, how do we raise that moment as a moment of holiness, a moment when we think about our relationship with God, a moment when we think about our relationship with family, when we think about taking time to step back and thinking about how we can create meaning. And I think that is one of the points of the miracle that we are publicizing on Hanukkah.
I love that idea in the sense that we're not satisfied with the one candle, but we're always looking to create more light. And that is inclusive, right? You have to include other candles to create greater light. So we're not satisfied with just the one light of one night and saying, okay, we've done that, been there. No, we're going to build more light. And how can we create light in different ways? What do you think, Dror?
When I think of publicizing the miracle of Hanukkah, and therefore what is the miracle of Hanukkah, I think of the prayers in the Amidah, in our standing daily prayer, where there's an insertion and inclusion on Hanukkah, and what is the miracle as it's named in that context in our liturgy. And it's very clearly a militaristic miracle. It's a miracle where we say, thank you, God, for the miracle that our ancestors, the Maccabees, went to battle and were victorious. And it's a funny thing, I think, because what does it mean to thank God for this military battle in which we have no record of what God's role may or may not have been? So it's a strange inclusion in a way. And to my mind, what it means is, thank you, God, for the miracle that our ancestors were courageous enough to believe in their own sense of dignity and to say that there was a time to say enough is enough. And to my mind, that's actually the miracle of Hanukkah, is it's saying that there are times when a minority group in a larger society, which has been oppressed and held down and feels disempowered, would feel enough of their own conscious dignity to say we can take no more and we will stand up for ourselves. Whether that's through a political process, through a protest process, through a process of becoming more vocal in whatever ways, there's lots of ways that could play out, but to me that's the miracle of Hanukkah. And that's the miracle that we are required to make public, that it is possible for a small group to fight for its dignity and to do so effectively.
Chag Urim Sameiach.